Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Triple C podcast. I'm your host, Hayden, and this is Neal.
What's up?
Hey, so we are the co-founders of Rite Innovations, and today is super exciting. We've been working for about 7+ years on designing a product, and we are going to be doing an unboxing of this today. It's brand new to the market. We revealed it last July at Champs in 2024. Had some product testers, and then we have gone open to ship January of 2025. And so we figured we would go ahead and do a unboxing for you guys and show you exactly what the unit looks like.
Let's open this thing up and see what we got in there.
Okay. Oh, yeah, so for all of you lucky viewers, whoever's out there paying attention, make sure to comment in the video whenever you guys watch it. And we will be selecting a lucky individual from those commenters to actually send this unboxing unit to.
Make sure you use the word Mixturus in your comment.
Yes, use Mixturus, and
that'll
enter you, and then we'll contact you directly.
So the perforated, whatever you want to call that, that's pretty uncommon. You don't see that very often.
No, like the vacuum
some gum packaging does that.
Yeah, basically, yeah, some gum packaging.
Never seen it on a device. Though.
Makes it very nice, very luxury packaging here. On the sides, you've got each of your adapters, so you've got your herb chamber, your concentrate chamber, and your 510 thread adapter. And on the other side, it just says premium 3-in-1 vaporizer.
Beautiful packaging, honestly. We might be a little biased, but
just a little biased. It's not like we spent a lot of time on it or anything. So fits like a glove, keeps everything nice and secure for you. So we always try to, whenever we remove stuff from packaging, when we're doing giveaways, we try to maintain the serial number sticker to make sure it's nice and safe.
Yep, get you your warranty. So we are the only people that you can see tampering with it, right? Yep.
So now as you take the box off, it reveals on the side the graphics of an innovation tool. So the innovation tool has actually got a tamper on the butt end of it, and it's got a pick for your concentrate and a stirring stick inside the actual tool.
We'll show you that when we open her up.
All right. So first thing you're greeted with is your quick start guide. It is very nice front and back. It's 2 pages front and back. It gives you everything you need to know right off from the beginning.
Get you started, yeah.
So first thing you're going to want to do is charge your device. It's basically, it's got a magnetic charging base with USB-C to USB.
Yep, we can show you that.
Yep, we'll go ahead and get that out. So first thing is you've got your beautiful unit here. So this is the way it comes looking in the packaging.
Very, very Apple-esque.
Yeah. Second layer. So in the second layer here, you have your extended user manual. So your quick start guide is just 2 pages front and back. The extended is about 20 pages, and that has, I apologize, 19 pages. I was one off. And this has got your warranty information in it. It has different natural herbs, such as like eucalyptus, hops, different temperature settings that you may want to enjoy those things. It gives you tips and tricks for cleaning. It gives you some product specifications.
What are the temperatures based off of?
The temperatures for just the herbs on this back page, that is actually based off of the terpene extraction point.
The boiling point.
So the boiling point. So whenever you are vaporizing eucalyptus, you want to take it to 266 Fahrenheit,
right?
And that's its combustion point.
That's what releases the compound.
Correct. So this is your charging base. So this is actually what the bottom looks like with everything stored inside of there.
Magnetically snaps on here. Pretty easy to use. Just charges like this.
And inside, yeah, you just basically sit it on there, and then it will actually start blinking the lowest light first, and each light will activate as it's charging.
It'll show whatever the battery level
Yeah,
is.
yeah. So if you ever want to know, like, exactly what your battery status
You
is,
literally just
put it on the base, and boom, it'll immediately show you what your status is.
Maybe you're getting ready to leave or something, and you want to make sure you got enough charge to go on the road or whatever it is.
Exactly. And so inside,
this does pass through charging. What made you decide you wanted to do pass through charging?
Yeah, so pass through charging for me, one of the biggest complaints I had with other chargeable vaporizers was that once you go and plug it in, you have to just set it down and leave it. You can't enjoy actually using it while it's charging.
Right.
So for me, that's why it was super important. I wanted to have enough magnetic force to stick to the device with a 6-foot charge cord.
Sure.
So while you're charging it, you have the flexibility to use that.
Say you don't want to bring your charger. Obviously, you just pop her open.
Yeah.
Got your 18650 battery in there. Swap it out if you need a new one. Take multiple with you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very portable.
Super portable, and 18650 batteries. We have very specific ones that are rated for our device. So you have to make sure you are getting them either, from us or through warranty replacement through us. But definitely do not be purchasing any kind of
just
random batteries out there on the market. They need to be from our specific types. There's just too many, problems that can be caused by using
the wrong voltage.
Basically the wrong voltage or batteries in a device that's as sophisticated as this.
Yeah.
So walking through, we've got the 3 different chambers here. So this adapter is the smallest one. The way it works is you actually put your 510 thread. You just screw it straight inside, and it will work with any kind of 510 thread battery out there currently on the market, up to 2 grams. So in the way that it actually works, so I've got one that's already set up here, is you remove the top part of your mouthpiece, and you look. So on your adapter, there's actually a small little keyed slot on the front. You line that up with the logo.
Yep.
And it just magnetically locks right in place. It's that simple. And then you put your sleeve back over
it, make sure it doesn't move.
Yep, and that all that does is just makes it solid to where there's no movement there.
You don't lose your connection.
Yeah, exactly. I strongly suggest putting this in your front pocket or in a pocket of a backpack. I do not suggest, or a hoodie pocket. I don't suggest putting it in your back jean pocket or anything
especially
like that.
With you can without this, but
yeah, just the problem is the structural integrity of these cartridges can't take a lot of perpendicular force straight onto those cartridge shafts.
Yeah.
So that's why just be cautious with that.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's sturdy.
Oh, it's extremely sturdy. Yeah, it won't move around. It has some give to it, but I just suggest always, just don't put it in your back pocket. Same thing, like if you put a cell phone in your back pocket,
you're running a risk.
Yeah, you get some people bend them, so they bend the frames and stuff. So real simple, 5 button clicks to turn it on.
Super simple.
Once it turns on, it goes to the preset temperature that it was already set at.
What are the preset temperatures?
Green, recognizing that it had a 510 thread adapter on there. Sorry,
what I said. What are the preset temperatures for each one? The device recognizes and has a certain preset range.
Correct. Yes.
So it's in the manual.
So in the quick start guide, so whenever you put on a 510 thread adapter, it immediately recognizes it's for 510 thread. So it's going to do voltage output. And it goes from 1.8 volts to 3.7 volts. And so its top temperature is 3.7 and its lowest is 1.8.
Okay, so did we show the attaching?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
we showed
green. That means your 510 threads adapters on there.
Yes, sir.
And then what? It's 2 clicks to change temps.
Yep, and 3 clicks to preheat. So if your cartridge is plugged, then you can do
maybe
it.
you're out somewhere colder, the liquid doesn't move as much.
Exactly. We wanted to make sure there was a preheat setting in there for cartridges specifically.
Okay. All right. What about the other attachments?
Yeah, so the next attachment we have is actually for wax concentrate. So it actually comes with a silicone covering cap, so you can actually put up to 0.2 grams of concentrate inside of this chamber.
What's that made out of?
The chamber, it's a porous ceramic, and the actual wall of the chamber is a coated ceramic.
Ceramic zirconium, maybe?
Yeah, ceramic zirconium. Yep. It's coated. So, and that just makes it very easy to clean.
Yeah,
it makes it very smooth. So,
why porous on the why porous material on the base?
Porous ceramic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the nichrome heating elements are inside the ceramic. And so what it does is whenever you have to have it porous because it will slowly seep into the ceramic.
Sure.
And as it gets close to the concentrate,
yep.
And then the concentrate, as it gets closer to the actual elements, it will vaporize.
Okay.
And so, and that's where, I would always recommend 0.2 is your max.
Grams.
Don't do more, grams, because if you do more than that,
if you need to do that, yeah.
Yeah, if you needed it, if you do more than that, you can actually create a vacuum bubble that'll be in here, and then you have to pull pretty hard to break that bubble to get the vapor out.
You're literally creating you
create a bubble of wax, and then you can't get that vapor actually out of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I always just recommend 0.2.
How does the air move through that?
Yeah, so there's actually 4 holes that are at the bottom of this chamber, and they go up through the center and then around the sides and then back down through. So you have some air going directly through the center of the porous material, and then the rest of the air is actually kind of just
creating
wicking.
It's
a wicking process where it comes basically around and up, and it just kind of wicks that vapor.
It fluffs it up a little bit or moves it around a little bit before you're pulling it out.
Correct. And then basically because of the proximity of that air going through, it pulls the vapor with it.
Sure. Creates like a vacuum above it and then it pulls it through the...
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
And of course, don't forget your carrying cap because, stuff gets really sticky. This is really nice.
And preload it if you want.
Yep, you can preload it, throw it in there.
What else we got?
The last chamber we're going to be talking about is actually the Convection Herbal Vaporizer chamber. So the way this works, same concept. It's got 4 holes at the bottom, and it has a heater cartridge rod that is extremely small. And we basically have taken the similar design from thermodynamics to where you use metal tails or fins to control hot and cold air movement. So we allow the heater cartridge rod to get extremely hot, and then as the air passes through it, we have different angles, just like a jet engine. Yeah. That some of it will allow super hot air to go through, and others allow the hot air to be deflected.
I see.
And then that is what creates that convection effect with the hybrid. So it is a bit of hybrid. The sides.
You can't really get away from hybrid with the space.
Well, not with 304 like medical grade stainless steel. Right. Like you are going to have radiant heat just because of thermal dynamics. Thermodynamics.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Temperature settings for that. What do?
Oh, sorry, and for concentrate. So the concentrate chamber goes from 400 to 600 Fahrenheit.
Okay.
And the reason we chose those different temperature bands is just based on terpene extraction points. And for concentrate, you have to have a minimum of 400 to actually get the flavorful extractions that you want.
Extract the compounds.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and then 600 that's kind of in your pining range. That's as hot as you want to get. And you just kind of have to shift that for concentrate. Now, for flour, it goes from 338 Fahrenheit to 428.
Right.
Now, what Neal and I like to do is we'll start with the lowest temperature setting.
Get that flavor.
And we will just do session after session, each temperature branch up.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to do, 5 sessions in a row, all because you've got, 5 temperatures.
Yep.
And that gives you the most
Well, it's really
extraction.
just it's one session, right?
True, it's one. Yeah,
but you're stepping up throughout the session.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
you're hitting your different boiling points as you go through the session.
Yeah, we only pack the chamber once,
full
and
extraction.
we use it 5 times.
Exactly.
Which that to me is insanely efficient because most devices, you get 1 session.
Right.
And
your taste is gone.
Your taste is gone. It tastes like popcorn, and then that you can use it as reclaim.
Yeah, and that's a main reason why we chose convection for the flower.
Correct. At these controlled temperatures,
Yep.
and admittedly, we will say our heat up time, it is not lightning fast.
Nope.
But
it's for
a reason. We wanted it to be a very controlled heat up and to stabilize at a decent temperature so that you can get the full terpene profile and extraction at each of those temperature profiles.
So if you like flavor,
yeah, this is it. And the beautiful thing is if you're going back-to-back sessions with the same chamber, the heat up time actually, they stack on each other. So it takes the longest to heat up the first time, but the moment you start your cycle, and again,
your starting points.
Your starting point is it's already hot, so it just heats up immediately and gets to the next even faster.
It's a 30 degree jump sometimes, maybe less.
Correct. Yeah.
Let's talk about the materials in the
30 degrees.
What's this made out of? Why we choose what we chose?
Yeah, so the material, so it's a medical grade stainless steel for all the adapters, and it's a ceramic heater cartridge rod with a medical stainless steel 304 stainless steel outer shell.
Okay.
The vent, the grate in the center, also medical grade stainless steel.
Yep.
And the reason we put this black silicon sleeve on the outside, that's actually that's for safety. It's kind of like, it's just medical grade silicon.
Tactile. It's
tactile, feels nice.
Grip,
it protects your chamber as well. But I mean, 338 Fahrenheit, that's no walk in the park to just go grab.
No, definitely don't do that.
So we always recommend as soon as you finish a session, wait, 5 minutes. If you don't want to wait, and I am also guilty of that, right?
Right.
Then what we did is we designed in a nice little, feature. So it just turned red, right? So it knows there's the flower chamber in there. So the way we designed the bottom half of the mouthpiece is you can actually squeeze it. So the whole thing is medical grade silicon. So you can actually use it as a pseudo.
It's easier if you get down here.
Oh yeah.
And then the lower you can grab it on the silicon, the better.
So it's like a pseudo oven mitt.
Yeah.
Now
the more you grab it up here, the more it's going to flex and.
Correct. And I would still recommend you need to wait 2.5 minutes to get to the point where you can easily slide it out.
I'll show you what I do with it once we go through the session.
And I will say so rubber, so medical grade rubber also expands with heat. So whenever your chamber is hot from herbs, then the rubber is actually going to expand. And we did that intentionally because, again, we don't want anyone to get burnt, right? So it makes it challenging for you to remove the whole thing.
A thing with our device is obviously, you have the adaptability, and that comes with some timing drawbacks, right? You can't just go in and then pop it out because it's hot or whatever, right? If you want to go to a new adapter, you're going to have to pull it off, and you're going to have to handle it, right?
Yeah, you have to handle it. Yep.
Take your time. Be mindful with your usage.
Yep.
You don't have to be in a rush to
There's
explore.
No race.
Yeah.
It's not a race.
Explore your journey and take your time with it, basically.
Exactly.
Okay. So flower adapter. We talked about the temperatures. Talked about the materials. What made you decide stainless steel? A lot of a lot of people like glass. You see a lot of glass in a lot of devices, or a ceramic.
Yeah.
Tell us about the advantages and disadvantages of stainless steel.
So if you can get medical grade, stainless steel, it's
What does that mean? Medical grade. What does that do?
medical grade means that it's less porous. So, for example,
Less leaching.
less leaching. Yeah, it's not going to leach. Also, the micro pores in the metal. They're a lot more hydrophobic. They don't collect and absorb crap as much. They also don't. I would say they don't allow. Yeah, we already discussed leaching. Right. So, to me, silicon and glass, yes, those are great materials, but they are extremely difficult to form, customize.
The devices I've had before, like after 20 uses, you're starting to you can't even clean out some of the stuff that's like the
correct
leftover material from the plant in there. Like you can't even clean it out.
They stain. The glass will stain. Yep. Yeah, and that's honestly.
It's almost unavoidable up to a certain point, regardless of your material. But this material is designed to not
to have those issues, but also, just manufacturability wise,
right.
Working with ceramic and glass and trying to make a chamber specifically out of it. No, it's just not. It's not manufacturable at this point in time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What else? We got everything covered in the box. That's the device.
We did not discuss accessories.
Yep. And tell us before we do that. Let's talk about the mouthpiece, and then the overall kind of aesthetic and what we the handle, how we got to the design, the way it looks, mouthpiece, all that.
Yeah. So the whole aesthetics. We actually had a really good industrial designer that helped us with this project.
Honestly,
he is definitely phenomenal. He's he's won several awards. So he helped us with the industrial design, and we made sure to have it pass the same ergonomic requirements of the handlebar test. So whenever you actually are designing a product, if you want it to fit in your hand, you should be able to have all of your fingers close fully around it and kind of overlap, and that's passing the bar test.
Yeah, it does feel really good.
And that makes it feel nice and tactile.
Any way you hold it, it's easy to hold, right?
Correct, and that's where we had the goal that no matter how you held it, your fingers should be touching a flat surface.
Yeah.
And it kind of gives it almost like a katana. Kind of like toned or like a forged knife feel. Yeah. So how you have that balanced.
Yep. Mouthpiece.
So the mouthpiece, I actually designed, or I had the individual help us design this to look like a alto saxophone mouthpiece, to give basically the exact same texture, feel, and look of that. So you've got your nice reed duckbill profile here. That's where that's got a little bit of the softer touches, and then everything else has just nice soft geometric ridges and shapes here. Yep. So in the top half of the mouthpiece, we actually there's another feature in there, and
yeah, let's talk about that.
It's got a couple different features. Also, I don't know if I mentioned the entire mouthpiece is dishwasher safe. So just make sure not to put your chambers.
This part specifically, not your chambers. Obviously, they've got electronics in there.
Yeah, this
not to be put in. So this and this.
These are dishwasher safe. You can top rack dishwasher safe. You can dishwash them as much as you want.
Yep.
So inside the top half, you actually have this, again, medical grade stainless steel filter here. So you get your innovation tool, you get your little pick out, and there's this little tiny notch that's, right here at the top, and you just get the pick down in there and you pry. And, I guess actually you can just go straight through the grate too. So now on the inside of that, you can see, directly through the hole maybe. There's a ridge that you actually have wax and resin will collect on this ridge. So if you take your dab tools and your utensils, you can actually scrape that back out
from your flower.
From your flower,
Yeah.
and then put that into your wax chamber and vaporize.
Kind of a reclaim, kind of a whatever you. It's not really a reclaim, but
I would say it's a reclaim area. Yeah, it is. It's I would say a nectar collector.
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
So that's very nice and useful. And then
the function of this. Let's talk about that a little bit. Obviously, catches your loose leaf herb.
Yes.
Any material that would come from the substrate you're using catches on this.
Yeah. Yep. It's also a heat sink. So
dissipates a lot of heat.
Yeah, if your vapor is coming out at like 428, it hits that filter and it kind of deflects around, forces it to go up through the nectar collector dome, and then it's a nice way to cool down some air.
Just from using it, it does dissipate quite a bit of the heat. Because if you look here, this isn't that far from heat source, which about here, that's where the heat source is.
Yeah, that's the heat source.
Heat source to mouth, that's not very much distance.
It's like an inch or two.
And it really, I mean, that does a brunt of the work.
It does.
It blocks a lot of the heat, which you wouldn't be able to do that as much with a ceramic or a...
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. No, sir. Actually, yeah. No. Stainless steel is pretty good thermal properties.
Yeah.
So you just take inside the accessories box, you're gonna get these nice. You're gonna get one of these nice little filters, and what you can do is on that back page, so like here's lavender aromatherapy. You just put 1, maybe 2 drops max into this filter. And then you can actually splice it, and you put this filter inside. Now, you technically don't have to use any aromatherapy. The filter, whenever you just put it in there like that.
Provides a couple functions, right?
Yeah. Also, so say you really want to mitigate how much vapor is coming out, but you want those higher temps.
Increase your discretion.
Yeah. So you can do 428 Fahrenheit, and typically you'll get a lot of vapor output at that temperature.
Yep.
But if you put the filter in, you get almost no vapor output, but you still get all of
You're still getting
impact.
the compounds.
Yeah,
yep.
You get the compound and you get all
you
the
get what you
of it.
actually want.
Exactly.
It's nice. It's nice to have the vapor, and that that's a good tactile feedback. But in reality, as long as you're tasting it, you're getting it.
And then you just use the pick to get the filter back out by just
got a little hole in there.
Yep, it's got a hole in the middle. So go ahead and stab it and bring it out.
Cool.
So, other stuff that you get in here. So for the lucky winner, I'm not going to remove everything in here. I'm going to actually box this back up just because we already have some stuff that's laying around out here.
Yeah.
You get 3 isopropyl alcohol infused cleaning Q-tips. You get a 6-foot charging cord that's USB-C to USB, and you also get a very nice carrying pouch that has a pocket for each chamber.
See that.
And it's got plenty of room for extra batteries, your innovation tool, your charging base.
Yep.
It's your product, literally everything.
You can take it. Yeah, I got an extra battery in there. I got my innovation tool in there, and then you got your three pouches for each of your adapters.
All right, man. So you ready to
let's sesh it up.
Grind up some herbs and
yeah. Let's go ahead and grind up. Let's have a session. Are we in here already? Yeah. Okay, we got a little bit of herb in here.
Got a nice lemony myrcene, profile to it.
It's got some pepper in there a little bit.
Yep.
A little caryophyllene.
Yep, got some pepper in there. Right here is. We'll both do one.
So I like my temperatures low. I like flavor. I like those terpenes. I like the effects they have. So I typically want to use the majority of my session at a lower temperature.
Yeah, my preference is 365 to 392.
Number 2,
yeah. Yeah, 2 and 3. That's kind of where I definitely like the taste. But for me, it's I don't know. I like that middle point for more.
You like what you like. That's what we're
exactly.
doing. Right?
Yeah,
we
that's exactly why we made the device.
We want to give you the tools to do what you like to do. Okay. Get my herb chamber out of here. You can load it however you want. There's a couple different ways. I like to kind of pour mine over my grinder. That way it falls back in there. Anything that doesn't go in the bowl, get a little light tamping. Innovation tool obviously helps with this. Hayden will show you that, but
yep.
To each his own.
And there's a kind of a cheat code. If you are wanting to get a brand new bowl and you're in the middle of sessions for herbs, and you want to go ahead and empty it out while it's still warm, take the top half of the mouthpiece off. You can go ahead and empty it out easily, and then just refill it with the top half off, and use the innovation tool to kind of grab anything that goes around the perimeter of the herb chamber. It makes it really easy to fill it up while you're between sessions, and then you can just go back to back and continue doing herb sessions.
Let's see how you like to load it.
So the way I like to load it is I literally will take it and I will scrape around.
Scoop it up. Yep.
Yeah. And I just kind of mash it up against the wall. And I just put my finger in there. Basically, I just keep doing it until it's about finger, flush with the top. And then I wipe off anything on the sides. And then I take the innovation tool. So you've got your tamp on this side. And you just tamp.
So light, you
just
can basically
light tamp.
You can literally just use the weight of it.
Yeah.
Like you can just let it sit on there. And
yeah. Because with convection, you don't want super tight.
You need the air to be able to move through.
Yeah, you need air.
The material.
So, and then again, I'm going to go ahead and set it up. So, lined up right there with my key slot. Going to go ahead and turn it on.
Yep. 5 clicks turns it on.
Yep.
Mine's set on the lowest temperature. Recognizes that flour's in there.
Yep, recognize flour's on there.
Yep.
Lowest temperature. So I'm gonna,
sip to start.
Yep, just sip. Now you'll see it'll start breathing.
Yep. So now we got about 90 seconds.
90 to like 120.
Yep. 90 to 2 minutes, basically.
Yeah.
Get your set your intention. Why are you doing this bowl? Basically, like get your mind right. What it's set and setting. Set and setting.
Yep. I like that. I mean, being mindful of why you're consuming a medicine is good.
Yeah.
Now
that's kind of who we've designed it for. We've designed it for people that have a purpose with what they're doing. Whatever that purpose may be. Some people just like to use it after work as kind of a relaxing thing. Some people like to use it before they go to the gym as a pre-workout. Some people like it for different pain, help you go to sleep. Obviously, there's plenty of uses.
That's what I use it for.
Yeah,
pain. Sleep.
Yep.
Pain and sleep.
Yep, absolutely.
And that's in my prior employerships, people were always surprised when they found out I was a medical user, and it's because I've struggled with sleep problems for years.
Yep.
I've just found that certain strains help me. So that's what I prefer to use instead of going down the pharmaceutical medicine route.
Yeah, the Western medicine route.
Correct.
Yep. Use what Mother Nature gives us.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yep. Oh, so sounds like mine's done.
His just heated up. So those of you that are timing out there you go. It's a low temperature time up right there. Mine is almost there. It's getting nice and toasty.
Nummy.
That looked like a nice hit.
That was a good one. That first one, it's almost like it's not necessarily overpowering, but you're getting it's almost like you put, exactly what we're doing to it. We're putting heat to it, and you get just this punch of this strain. You're getting a punch of the flavor right off the bat. The way I like to think about it is like a starburst. It literally it has that first hit has that much flavor. Yeah, whatever it is, whether it's gassy, whether it's fruity or earthy or whatever. For me, it's almost like the entire session of the lowest temperature is like that. Agreed. Yeah, the second hit's just as good.
So mine just reached temperature now.
Yep.
So mine was probably just a little slower. I don't know.
Could be battery.
I used mine a lot this morning, so that could also
battery's
be
a little lower. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's good, man. And so have you added any of the essential, the aromatherapy?
No.
It is
I'm a purist though, right? Like,
yeah, you're a purist, and I understand that, but I would say like you should give it a shot because it is a mind blowing experience. Honestly, the first time I did it, I had never tasted or experienced anything like it, and that's hence why we call this thing the Mixturus. That's Latin for blend. So whenever you use an aromatherapy essential oil and you're blending it with your strain, then you're mixing and creating something new.
Bump my temperature up to number 2. Already vibrated.
Well,
now we should start to see a little more vapor production as we climb the ladder.
Yeah, as you get to higher temps, you're going to get more vapor. Lower temps, you're going to have less vapor.
The trade-off with the lower temp is you don't necessarily have access to the higher boiling point compounds, right? That is a trade-off.
Yep.
So that's why I like to finish my session at the highest. That way I'm getting all of it. And at the higher temperatures, you're getting the terpenes that give you a little more energy.
That's true.
Some strains have like and there's even one that's like, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it's usually released around 428 or so. So it's not accessible at lower temperature. It's common in a lot of like sativas.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So I just turned mine up to the second temp, and it's, for each temperature, it'll vibrate when it reaches temp. So it just vibrated for me. The lights will also turn solid. So you'll know, so if they're blinking or breathing, then that means it's heating up.
I'll go ahead and finish mine off at the highest temp here.
So if you're using your herbal chamber, that's got the most power demand.
Yep.
We designed this for about 45.
Because of...
Sorry?
Why does it have the most power?
Just because the heater cartridge rod takes quite a bit of juice.
And we're convection, right? Convection takes a lot more power.
Yeah, convection as well as, us maintaining that temperature throughout the whole session. And once if you're...
Obviously a lot more.
So much
vapor
more
there,
vapor. Yeah.
It definitely... The vapor production's there.
So the other thing is, if you go, start to finish, like brand new battery, you're going to get about 45 minutes of continuous use out of the convection chamber. If you're using your wax concentrate or 510 thread, you're going to get way more than 45 minutes of runtime, just because those don't have nearly as high of power requirements.
Sure.
Oh, you went to the top 10?
Yeah.
You crazy, man. You crazy.
Yeah, even if you keep it at a lower temp, you're still pulling a vapor into your throat, into your lungs. Yeah. You're drying it out, right? Yeah, so you're going to start to irritate. That's where you get your inflammation.
So you want to get the full extraction
I want to get it faster and be done with it, yeah. So mine's shut off. So I typically shut mine off because the sipping thing, if you start it, it'll start another session.
Yeah.
To finish mine off, I shut it off, and then I take a couple. And what else is this doing? Cools it down.
Yep, you're cooling it down faster.
Yep. And you're getting the full extraction. You're getting the full bowl. Oh, that's what I wanted to say.
Now
let's talk about the how hard are you pulling? You don't have the filter in there, do you? Or do you?
Yeah, I don't have the filter in there, and it's getting ready to actually shut down for me.
Yep. So how hard? Like, just kind of try to describe how hard you're pulling.
I would almost say it's
like you're sipping a drink out of.
Yeah, you're sipping a Coke.
Yeah,
like you're sipping a Coke through a straw. That's how hard you should be pulling or I say a yoga breath. Like you could.
It's a deep inhale. It's not a.
Yeah.
It's not a.
Like you're sipping champagne. That kind of same level of
force.
Yep. Should not be. You shouldn't be ripping it really hard. Just nice sips.
Well, if you do, you're not going to get as much vapor, right? You're going to get more air than you're getting vapor.
Yeah. You got, because it's you're pulling the convection air slowly from the bottom through. You want to sip, because then you're giving that well balanced heat extraction. If you rip it, then you're pulling the hot air through faster.
The herb's not getting to the temperature that it needs to.
Correct. Yeah, you're just ripping the hot air through it super fast.
So the lighter you can pull on it, the more time you're going to give the heat to do its job and extract the compounds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, mine's still hot. I like to pretty much just clean it when it's hot.
So you see how easy
it literally
that just dumps out of there.
Dumps out.
So whenever it's warm, that's why we said, hey, if you're wanting to go back to back, immediately dump it straight out. It's clean.
You can't even tell there's anything in there.
No residue.
Now
you take a scoop or however you want to fill it back up and load the chamber.
Yep. So I like to. You get a little bit of obviously matter on the filter there. I like to just give it a little swap after each session, just to kind of keep it low maintenance. I don't have to clean it a whole lot. I can just clean that off, and she's good to go. Same thing with the bowl. Just give it a quick clean out. Not much on there. All right, now.
Yeah, I had almost nothing. Look at that.
Yeah, and you've been using that for a while. Yeah,
I've been using it for a long time.
That's another advantage of the stainless steel.
Barrel, stainless steel. It's very easy to clean.
And honestly, I've used glass. Like I said, I've used ceramic. I've used ceramic zirconium. All these materials that are supposedly best for flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Medical grade stainless steel does not give it a different flavor, in my opinion. That's obviously my opinion. That flavors and taste are a subjective thing.
If it's medical grade,
right? Yeah, it has to be medical grade.
I've seen 304 stainless steel used, and it was porous.
When I was doing my research for my first device, that's what I was looking like. What's important? Materials important.
Still too hot. The rubber's expanded.
Yeah. Oh, let's talk a little bit about how we get to this point. Where'd we start at?
We got to this design because we did a complete pivot from an original water pipe, device.
Well, it was basically what happened. My kind of journey with this, where we're at now, is it started for me in college. Like, I hadn't used any herbs or
vaporizers,
anything like that. Yep. So I'm the type of individual that I'm gonna research things before I put it in my body. Right?
Smart man.
I want to know what's going on. I want to know how that affects me. I want to know it all. But started in college, did a lot of research, figured out convection's best for flavor typically. I like knowing that my material's not going to affect the flavor. So I'm picking all my things based off of that. Anyways, then I decided, I learned a lot more about the plant and the power that it has, what it can do, how it can help people. Mm-hmm. So I knew I wanted to eventually be a part of the industry. I didn't know in what capacity. Yeah. Didn't know what that was going to be. Just so happened I get into recruiting, and then I end up getting into recruiting for the cannabis industry. So I end up working in the industry through that. But Hayden and I have been best friends since we were childhood, middle school.
10, 11.
Yeah, middle school age. Yeah. We've always, especially, it started kind of in high school. We always talked about how we wanted to work together, and always throwing ideas back and forth with each other. And eventually Hayden went the engineering route, followed his father, and went the smart technical route. I decided to go liberal arts, and it wasn't a great idea for my financial health in the future. Yeah. I mean, I had the right idea, but I discovered this, and it changed my life. So
I did
it changed the trajectory.
I thought that was ironic that because we came from a very, I would say, conservative state, and he studied criminal law, and then he got into the counterculture industry,
literally,
which I thought was always a little ironic. And then, like, while he's discovering his whole journey, I'm like
slaving away.
I'm like in the corporate ladder, completely anti everything, like full dare mode. So when he approaches me with this idea, I was just like, I don't know.
No,
it took some convincing.
It definitely took some convincing, and then something happened, and it was like, I was like, my initial thought was, let's create something simple, something that's got good flavor, good quality, easily accessible device, just a attachment. I didn't want to create a standalone thing. I wanted it to be something we could get out the door in like 6 months from me telling you. This gentleman here, not being a half-asser, he was like, you know what? Let's do some root cause analysis for the industry. I think there's definitely a space here, and we did the research and figured out that there was already people out there doing what I wanted to do.
We did some red ocean, blue ocean, studies, and we realized it was a bloody red ocean.
Yeah,
it was so many competitors.
Not a lot of gold at the end of that rainbow either.
No, it was a lot of work for no gold or emeralds.
Right. Yep. So then we started going down, and we figured out there's an opportunity here. Nobody's got a device that does
true 3-in-1 with independent chambers to eliminate any kind of contamination.
Sure. And people tried to do it.
They've tried. Yeah. They just haven't done it.
What was some of the downfalls of the other devices? What was it?
Some of it was the materials. So, for example, I actually can't use examples because brands and whatnot. But there was one product that they had a 8 millimeter in diameter pipe that actually allowed leaching into the device itself. So,
like into the components, or
literally. So if you opened up the product, there would be resin and wax.
Vapor path placement was off. Yeah,
all throughout their entire device. So if you used wax in that device one time, literally once, it permanently altered your flower flavor for the rest of its product life. Now, don't get me wrong. It is still like if you're using it for just exclusively
it gets the
flower,
job done.
It gets the job done, and it's got I think a 10-year life. This one we've designed it to be fully serviceable for 5 years.
Yep.
And it's got a 10-year product life as well.
Yep.
So that's and that's the other thing. I guess
probably cool enough we can work on.
Speaking to service,
our bowls.
We've designed this thing to where if there are any manufacturing issues, you remove the 18650 battery. And you remove the mouthpiece in the chamber. You keep those at home, and we give you a packing checklist that says, did you remove the battery? And then you literally just ship that back to us. We repair it because we have the ability to completely service this thing, and we just send it back to you. And if you guys want to go through the refund route, then we offer that as well. You just have to contact us directly. So this is now ready. So I always, because I use mine a lot, sometimes if you use yours a ton, you can wipe it out with a Q-tip for isopropyl alcohol. And you can also, if you're extremely careful, you can basically soak from just the black portion, literally just the black portion, upside down in isopropyl alcohol.
Yeah, I don't know. You probably just have to go with the alcohol level. Like the height.
Yeah, the height level of the alcohol.
Just dunk it. Don't let it fall over.
Don't let it fall over.
That's risky, though.
It's very risky. I suggest just the Q-tips.
Yep.
Or the alcohol prep pads.
Yep.
We got a box from Walgreens. There's 200?
Yeah, it was like
200 of them in a count.
$11, yeah.
Yeah, so, and then what I'll do is I'll just kind of blow through the opposite side just to make sure there's a clear vapor path.
Yep.
And that's just because, no matter how how clean you keep things, wax is just a very sticky, mischievous goblin.
Herbs in general.
Yeah.
They're gonna secrete some oils.
It does. Yeah.
This is a brand new adapter for. This is what it looks like on the inside.
Very
first time
nice
I'm using
gray.
this one.
Yeah. We chose gray because it
allows you to see.
You can see it, and then you can tell. You get like a shimmery effect on the gray that if there's still resin in there.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It almost gives it like a glossy look. And then if it's no longer glossy and it's got a sandy look and it just kind of looks like a rough texture, then you're empty.
Empty, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've got
super easy to clean.
I've got some I think still actually in there.
Yep, I can see a little bit.
Yep.
And that's, again, let's talk a little bit about the session. Like how many sessions can you pull off on a fully charged battery with this?
Oh man, I
haven't found the end.
I did. It was like 151 sessions for wax before I needed a replaced battery. Yeah. Now don't be, it's not exact numbers here, guys, but after you do 150 sessions in a row,
it depends on your temperatures. It depends on the ambient room. Like, exactly.
There's a lot of factors, but in an ambient temperature room with a mason jar of concentrate
in a vacuum, in
a vacuum, I was able to get 149 to 151 sessions on a full charge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
So
now, if you guys wonder, 0.2 grams, it's like slightly smaller than the size of a pea. I prefer 0.1 grams. I think 0.2 is just
unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
Not necessarily unnecessary.
Well,
that's not right to say, but
true. It's not unnecessary. It's just
depends
unnecessary
on what your needs. Exactly.
Yeah.
Whatever your needs are, however you like to enjoy.
Yeah. Do whatever you want.
We want to give you the information and the tools to help you do that. We call it an ecosystem, right? Let's talk a little bit about that.
So the limited amount that we can talk about the ecosystem, we actually disclosed this in Champs this last summer, but the shape of the Mixturus device actually allows us to incorporate it into a device we have called the ARC. You can dock it. It plugs in place. Inside the desktop, you have 7.5 grams, of storage across 3 different chambers, and those chambers you can actually open and close them, and allow air paths to combine in with your vapor path to create terpene cocktails. You also get 4 whips, so you can share with up to 4 people, and you get an entire toolkit. So your innovation tool is actually just the start of that toolkit.
It's another
series.
ecosystem for tools.
It's a whole other ecosystem for every kind of accessory or tool rolling tray.
Yep.
A tamper, brush.
This will all fit into a inconspicuous box. Basically.
Yeah, it's like 3.5 inches. It's actually the size. Its height is about the size of this box.
Yep.
And it's 8.5 by 11 inches, so like a piece of paper
or a calculus book.
Yeah, like a calculus book, and it just fits into a backpack, and it's got 2 18650 batteries actually inside of it that have pass-through charging capabilities for your Mixturus.
Yep.
So you get 3 times life out of one product. And the entire desktop is completely serviceable with an Allen wrench.
Now it allows you to. It's definitely built for group sessions, right?
Yeah.
It allows you to take this device, and now you're sharing it with your friends without everybody putting their mouths on this piece.
Correct. Oh yeah, it's got whips, whip covers or ends.
Talk a little bit about the accessibility, or for like. Maybe
the braille.
Braille and attack like the
the tactile functions.
Yep.
Yeah,
for
so
arthritis and all that different stuff.
Yeah, so for you know,
A lot of thought obviously.
Yeah,
into
we
this.
put braille on any kind of mechanically pushed surfaces for you know, on the Arc desktop. The plan was to try and make things as simple as possible for anyone to use it, and then we also you know, tried to make it to where there's a real system to pull in the whips for easy storage. Just to be as easy as possible on anybody. It's got a nice sliding movement for getting the entire system open.
It's luxury, right?
It's a luxury product.
Let's talk about the advantages of this device for wax. 5 clicks.
Yeah, so you don't need any water at all. The cleanup is
Next to none.
like it didn't even happen.
Yeah.
Honestly, this has been my favorite device for wax concentrates. I've used, you know, the top products out there many times. Just the cleanup is just not fun for me. This is an amazing product for me.
There it is.
So mine, you know, it's already started.
This one's a lot quicker heat up time.
20-second heat up. So
it's
already ready.
And the session is what? Typically about 20. We'll
30 seconds.
In the future, there'll be some ability to change the session length. Yeah, I'm getting yellow. That's not a big...
Clean your diodes, maybe.
There it goes. Blue. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes your chamber, when you install it, if you get 3 blinking yellows, you know, just put the chamber back on.
Take it on and off.
Yeah, take it on and off. Look at the bottom.
Make sure the connection
see
points.
if there's any resin on the diodes.
Or flour or whatever.
Or flour, yeah. And then there's a troubleshooting guide that actually shows you on the page. It says, hey, you're getting this collar. What's that mean? But, you know, whenever you're working with a true 3-in-1 system, it's really complicated that you have to make sure you have good troubleshooting measures, and you know, if anything goes awry, that you can get a good solution.
And again, if anything goes wrong with the adapters,
it's a 30 day warranty.
Yep.
And I mean, we're going to sell them as well. So 30-day manufacturing warranty on any of the adapters. We give an entire product warranty, an additional year on Rite Innovations if you guys register your entire product and sign up to our newsletter within 30 days of purchase. And otherwise you get 1 year manufacturing warranty. So you get two years if you sign up with us. So yeah, you get a couple sessions.
Oh yeah, I put a fairly big amount on there. Yeah. Really good flavor of it. You're getting good vapor production there. Oh yeah, what you got it on?
2.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's why I said.
Yeah, and you probably weren't able to see much of the vapor I was getting from one through the cameras, but
it was healthy.
I mean, I definitely got some.
Neal is not a huge
I don't like
concentrate guy.
I like concentrates. I just don't like high temperature. And with concentrates, you have to even go higher than the temperature I like.
You do, yeah. 400 is that's kind of my cap too.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, and then you're able to touch that.
Yeah, it's not hot. So
yeah,
you can just pull it right off. And then, if you're ready to go ahead and go to, 510 thread, here's yours.
Now let's talk about the part where nobody else is doing this.
For the 510 thread?
The third of the 3-in-1.
Yeah, so this is the third 3-in-1. We know, out there in the market, a lot of people really like their 510 thread cartridges. I mean,
sure do.
510 thread cartridges make up 80% of the cartridge market.
Let's say this: they like the convenience.
Oh yes, they love the convenience
of the 510 thread.
Yes.
Nobody really loves the 510 thread cartridge. There's
That's
a lot of issues with the 510 threads.
Arguably, the technology is still improving.
Yes. Oh no, it's definitely gotten better, but it's not
Yes.
gotten that much better.
No, yeah, it could use, but there are great companies like C-Cell out there and others that they are doing
They're doing their
phenomenal
due diligence.
Oh man, I've seen some new technology coming out from those guys that is honestly very exciting. So all you do is you just use your 510 thread, go ahead and screw it in there.
Yep. It'll recognize.
Yep. And now, as a key thing is the 510 thread adapter will not be recognized unless you have a cartridge in it.
Yep.
Because the technology, it requires the cartridge to be in there. So, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and
put your.
So it turned green. You guys can see that.
Check my temperature. Okay.
Now, whenever you remove the top half of the mouthpiece, go ahead and put it in your pouch. Right. You don't want to lose that. We'll be selling it as a service part, but trust me, you don't want to lose it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't really use it if you don't have it.
Yeah, exactly.
A little thing about cartridges. Again, I like the low temperature, but the higher temperature that you use it, the earlier on in the cartridge, that's kind of the flavor you're going to consistently get, right? So you basically scorch the material after a certain point. Now, how much you scorch, right? You might scorch the bottom half and then you get through it, but typically whatever temperature you set it on is the flavor you're going to get. It's hard to go back to a lower temperature after you've went above that.
Yeah, to get that true terpy flavor.
Yeah, to get just the most tasteful, because some of these cartridges, just from what plants can produce, taste really good. Yeah.
Now the behavior for your 510 thread concentrate, chamber is completely different than the herb chamber and the concentrate. The way it works is you can hold it to power it. You can inhale to also, start it. There's a triple click for preheat, and this is the only, adapter that functions like that. Everything else is inhale to start. So whenever you change over to this, just try not to get confused there. And the quick start guide, it goes through that as well.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just very different in that regard.
Let's talk a little bit about the adapter. Is there anything special to talk about with this one? How's it work? What's materials, all that stuff?
Still, it's medical grade, stainless steel, and it's very conveniently just a voltage adapter.
Yeah.
So it's just converting, the power of how we deliver energy from
to what the cartridge
to what the cartridge
and
needs.
This can fit. Obviously, yours is a lot taller than mine.
Yeah, mine's a 1 gram. So this is a 1 gram cart. This can actually fit up to a 2 gram 510 thread cart.
Yep.
And you can see there's still room inside
the thickness.
The diameter of the lower, mouthpiece, and that's what we go based off of. So you've got those, fat boys, you can get them in there.
I don't think those could be 510s though. Is that how that works?
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen 2 gram 510 threads.
Yeah.
They're short, stubby, fat boys. real big.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah,
I think I've indulged enough.
Yeah, I've indulged enough as well. But yeah, we're super excited, to show you guys this product. It's also a pleasure to get Neal into the podcast environment. He has to travel quite a ways to be able to film together. And I appreciate you guys. You guys have a blessed day.
Yeah.
And
thanks for tuning in. Again, don't forget, if you want the Mixturus, comment in the comments. Make sure you use the word Mixturus in your comment, whatever that might be. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you like about it, what you might want to see in the future.
More content.
This is just the beginning, guys. This is a part of an ecosystem, and if you think this is cool, just wait till you see what we come up with next.
Oh yeah. Definitely subscribe to the newsletters. Come to our website, check us out. We also have Instagram, we have Facebook, got a YouTube channel.
Product is available and ready for purchase.
Yep. Oh, and the first 300 customers, they get 20% off using the code Mixturus20.
Yep.
That's on our website. Don't forget those details. I know I had a buddy, he went to go buy one, and
Didn't even use it.
Yeah, he completely forgot the coupon code. So, and then I was like, "Did you mean that?" And he was like, whatever, keep it." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." So, but I thought that was pretty funny.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you guys.
ciao.